Man, what's going on, my YT Gizan? Y'all already know what it is, man. This is your boy Rio. And if you are new, then welcome to the channel. Now, we got to talk about it today, guys. I'm pretty sure y'all already know the story. If you do not know the story, we're going to talk about it right now. Former NFL quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, okay? A very stand-up guy, a former head coach down there in a high school in Miami, okay? Has been publicly suspended because he was providing financial benefits for his high school players, okay? And to be honest with you, if you guys do not know anything about Southern Miami or the South part of Miami, and I hate to say this, man, I really do hate to say this, I do not like this word, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's a low poverty area. It's a real struggle down there, okay? And I think my boy, my stand-up guy Teddy Bridgewater, is doing great things down there by trying to help these kids, by giving them money to be able to make it to school, make it to practice, feed their families, things like that. You know what I'm saying? This is out of his hard-earned money. It's coming out of his own pockets. You know what I'm saying? And they decided to suspend him, in which he let them know, he let the organization, or he let the school know what he was doing, exactly what he was doing with his money, in which it led to his suspension, in which I feel like is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Okay, now my boy Teddy Bridgewater, he don't feel bad about the suspension, and I'm pretty sure he feel like he'll do it all over again, in which I think he's still going to continue to do it, even though he has been suspended as a head coach, in which he said, I am not going anywhere. And if it comes down to it, I will volunteer from the bleachers like I used to do in 2018 and 2019 when no one had a problem. So clearly he's been doing this a long time, okay? But now that the fact that he took this organization, or he took this program, who had a losing record before he became the head coach, I think they was like 4-6, turned that organization around in a year and got them to the championship, the high school championship, in which they won, okay? And we already know what's going on, man, at this point. I'm going to talk about it in a few seconds, but I'm not the only one who feel like this. My boy Cam Newton and everybody else feel like this, but Cam ripped them to shreds and gave his opinion on how he feel about the whole situation. And we finna go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Check it out.
Instead of suspending him, you should have acknowledged him and found a way to say, how can we help Miami Northwestern help these kids? And not just that team, because if Miami Northwestern is suffering from these same issues of funding, chances are other schools around there are suffering from the same thing. It was just a blessing that a Teddy Bridgewater gave how he gave. And you gonna stop that? What's the purpose of school? What's the purpose of extracurricular activities? If somebody's not gonna believe and pour into you on a physical, spiritual, emotional way. But you're gonna take that away, huh? You're gonna suspend the dude, huh? Never mind what it's gonna do to the kids. Yeah. Never mind what it's gonna do to the program. But when you got schools in Florida or other things that this ain't the only coach that's doing what he's doing, he's just probably the biggest name doing it. Yeah. And this is what you do. If you got the power that you're supposed to have, homeboy, I'll just tell you like this. You shouldn't punish him. You should praise him, because we need more like him. Because if you're going to punish a Teddy Bridgewater, also punish the teacher. Also punish the principal, the counselor that's really giving their own money to pour back into these kids.
Now, I'm finna go ahead and say this real quick. You know, I'm going to speak the rest of my mind on how I feel about this situation. I think that it's a shame. Okay, and I feel like it's a shame because I was a young man before who lived in a life of struggling, right? My parents, they weren't financially set up to where they could fund the things that I needed to be funded in order to be set up for success when it came to sports. Neither of my brothers, right? When I'm talking about you dealing with kids that have to wear the same cleats every single year. And if you play football, you know how important it is to have cleats, to be able to have that grip, to make those moves and everything that you need to do out there on the field. You know how important it is to have certain gloves when it comes to certain situations, you know what I'm saying? And not being able to have those things financially it kind of makes you feel a certain type of way inside as a young man. You know what I mean? And those who are athletes that, you know, that struggle, came up in the struggle, know exactly what I mean when I say these things. So I'm not gonna hover over that whole situation. But I think it's a shame that these people are really trying to suspend somebody for going out here and giving back to the community. And, you know, it's really sad because you look at this whole situation, man, he is not the only person doing this. We all know he ain't the only person doing this. We know that. And we know how not public, but we know how private schools get down. Everybody who's been to a private school, I had a couple friends that been to a private school, and I get it. It's a different type of structure when it comes to public schools and the liability or whatever the case may be. But man, at the end of the day, bro, there are certain players that are doing the same thing to public schools as well. And I feel like in this situation, the only reason it is looked down upon is because this is a black man that is going out here to a low poverty area and is turning that whole city around, turning that whole area around. This young man, y'all want to penalize a man who is giving hope to kids who feel like there is absolutely no hope outside of what they're living in. And you want to punish a man like that. It makes absolutely no sense to me. If you are punishing this man, whoever is involved in punishing this man, you have no heart. You have no heart for these young kids. You're literally showing that you do not care about them doing better with themselves, doing better with their lives, despite of the situations that is surrounded around them when it comes to guns, drugs, and all of these other good things. You're showing that you don't care about them making it out of these situations. You are literally punishing a man who is trying to show them a way out of no way, who is trying to show them that if they go this route instead of this route, then they can possibly make it up out of this area and take their family to places that they never could imagine. It's sad, man. It's sad. And I don't know, man. I just want to give a huge shout out to Teddy Bridgewater because you are God's chosen, bro. I'm glad to see that there is someone out here who does not mind doing the right thing, even if it may cost them in the long run. You get what I'm saying? And I pray that God set up a lot more people to do the things that you're doing. I pray that God set me up to be able to do the same things that you are doing. You know what I mean? You're a great person, bro. Don't feel bad about this whole situation, man. Like I said, God bless you, dog. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this situation, man. I got to get up out of here before I get heated. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. I love you, folks. Yeti.